Coach webinar with your host. My name's Kati and my beautiful co-host, Miss Brittany Leggett. Tonight we're going to go over a lot of topics about how to start smart. And, basically, if you're a brand new coach who just signed up, how to get started. So we're going to dive right in, and we first wanted to go over, who are we? We're just two regular girls who came across this business and really wanted to, better ourselves physically and kind of get to a place where we are proud of our bodies and, stop holding ourselves back from living the life that we want to live. So we're not anybody, special. We don't have business backgrounds. We've never owned our own business before or done network marketing before. But we are very ambitious girls who saw this opportunity and seized it. And while we are dreamers, I think that the important element to take away from this is that we actually are doers. So when we put our mind to something, we actually take action. And that's the most important thing I want to get across tonight. Being consistent over time, taking action, taking what you learned tonight, and while you might not remember everything, we want to leave you with the skills where you're able to find the information that you need to find and then actually implement it or act on it. So as your Star Diamond coaches of the team, we're committed to setting a great example for you guys, raising the bar, and helping set you up for success. If we just went and signed up a bunch of coaches and our team signed up a bunch of coaches, that really isn't doing anything for us. The key in this business and why I love network marketing is it all hinges on us helping one another succeed. So we have an invested interest in seeing our team do well, and not only do we have an interest, to grow our business, but we're both very passionate about helping people build a business. And that's why we got into it, and that's why we decided that we really needed to host this call to kind of bridge the gap between new coaches and us as the Star Diamond leaders. Yes, this call is being recorded, so don't worry. You can share this with your coaches later on. But I would encourage you guys to use this as a tool. Use this content that we're providing. If you're a newer coach who's signing up coaches and you don't know exactly what to tell them yet, that's why we're here. That's exactly why we're doing this call, so that we can help you take that next step. So if you are not a newer coach and you're getting on here with your new coaches, use this as an opportunity to learn what we say, how we say it, how we present the information, and you can use this as a tool to listen to over and over again, or perhaps make your own call. So, welcome and thank you for joining us. What we're going to go over tonight, your first steps as a coach, the 3 vital behaviors, start where you are, how to post and share your journey, along with what not to do, what you should be saying, consistency, which is my favorite topic, having a success mindset, act as if, and creating results from action. So these are themes that you're going to hear over and over on the call because they're very important. So if you hear us repeat something over and over again, it's probably important. So where are you at right now in the business? If you're a brand new coach, you're kind of starting at day one saying, I just signed up, I was in a challenge group, I have no idea what the heck is going on. So we wanted to put together, the first steps as a coach. Now, Beachbody has put together something called the 3 vital behaviors, which are the 3 most important things you can do to move the needle forward in your business. So just to go over those quickly, invite. So I like to use the example of a restaurant. You'll hear me use a restaurant a few times tonight, but if you open up a restaurant and no one knows that you open it up, how do you expect people to come in the door? You have to let them know that you're in business. So we're going to go over how to invite people to challenge groups and to be a part of your business. Number 2, be proof that the products work. You're not going to trust somebody who doesn't use the products. No one's going to want to follow someone who says, do what I say, don't do what I do. Lindsay Matway, if you listened to the National Coach Call about a month ago, she gave the example of a hairdresser. You wouldn't go to a hairdresser who has horrible hair because they're really showcasing their business via their hair. Not to say that somebody has to have this perfect hair, but you want to, build a little bit of trust there and say, hey, I'm an example that, these products work. Here are my results. You see me at work every day. You can tell that I'm making a difference, and not just, preaching to the choir. And then the third thing is working on your greatest asset in this business, which is yourself. So working on your personal development, improving your mind, improving your soul, improving your mindset. And one of the first books I recommend for a new coach getting started is called The Compound Effect, because this is truly a business where your efforts compound over time and you gain momentum. It's about taking those small daily actions that are very easy to do and very easy not to do. So personal development is a huge aspect in this business. A lot of us are getting into this, like I said before, we don't have the experience. We've never done network marketing. We've never been a leader of a team. So you need to commit yourself to personal development so that you can develop those skills that you need to be successful in this business. Now, brand new coaches, I think it's really important to stay connected with your team. And what I found is the coaches who are more connected with me, who reach out to me and the team more often, are the coaches who have greater success. So here's how you stay connected. First of all, you want to have a good relationship with your sponsor coach. You want to make sure that you're in contact with them. No, I'm not saying beat down their door and constantly text them, but you want to have a good working relationship with them. And they're really a great person to, be a sounding board for some of the things that you have questions about. Also, I recommend reaching out to somebody on the team that you might not know, who maybe you see them on Facebook and you admire them, and get what's called a success partner. A success partner is somebody who can keep you accountable to the business. You guys can brainstorm together. It's really somebody who's at the same place in the business as you, and you guys can learn the business and grow it together. The second way to stay connected is really explore your Coach Online office and check the news and updates. There are so many things going on back there and they're constantly changing. So you want to just go ahead and get in the habit of checking that daily. That's something that I did when I started out as a new coach. And when you go into your Coach Online office, there's not really a whole lot of activity when you're a new coach. You don't see any new customers, and it can kind of get where you're like, oh, well, I don't really need to check this every day. If you want to run a successful business, you need to check into your command center each day, which is your Coach Online office, and really get in tune with what's going on in the business. So they're always doing different promotions or different things going on. The third thing is to tune into the national training and weekly team calls. So every Monday, there's what's called a national wake-up call, and that's at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the Bombshell Dynasty call at 9 p.m. Eastern. So those are both recorded, and they're both something that you want to get on, because they ask top coaches in the company to get on and share their tips and secrets for success. So that's not something that you want to miss out on. And the last thing is join the fun in the team Facebook group. Really, the key to the success in the Facebook group is us interacting with each other and having fun with this business. A lot of us signed up for several different reasons, but at the end of the day, it's a relationship business. And getting in that team group and making those connections, no matter how shy you might be, it's online. No one has to see you, and they don't have to see your face turning red from you saying hi. So I'd encourage you guys to get in there and really have fun with it, get to know your peers, and get to know the team members. Now, we also wanted to talk about the hierarchy of where to find information. As a new coach, you have so many questions. Like, trust me, I had questions on everything, and I had questions about stuff I didn't even know that I had questions about. And the more that I learned, the more questions I had. And it became this kind of crazy question tornado going on in my head. So instead of, reaching out to your coach and using them as a crutch to find information, we want to encourage you guys to become independent from us as quickly as possible. We're not here to be your crutch. We're here to help you guys become leaders and to become, the true owner of your own business, to have that, mental ownership over this is your business, you're growing this, and your success really hinges on you. I don't want to take that away from anyone, because I know I am very proud of my business, and I've had so much help from so many of the different leaders, including my coach, but it was a point of pride for me to take things into my own hands and not rely on my coach for answers. So if you guys have questions, here's how we want you to handle it, so that you can become that independent coach, and you can also help your coaches become independent and learn, so that they're not waiting on an answer for you so that they could get back to their customer. So the first thing you want to do is check out the Coach Online office. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see in very tiny print, there's a link for the FAQ, or you could go to faqcoach.com you guys can see the link, blah.com, and you can type in any question you have about the business, and I promise you it will come up with an answer. Now, you can call into Coach Relations, but they use that FAQ, and they basically read it to you right from that. So I would just encourage you to try to find the answer there, and contact Coach Relations if you have a customer-specific question or a question about, where are my success call points, things like that. The second thing you can do is Google. Google it. Google is such an insane resource, and to be honest with you guys, when people ask me questions, I'm not an encyclopedia. I don't know all the answers. I Google a ton of stuff, and then I just relay that same answer to my coaches or to my customers. So cut out the middleman and just go ahead and Google it yourself. If you can't find it in those two ways, then go ahead and post about it in the team Facebook group. Again, those groups are really there for participation, to bring us together as a team, and to help each other answer those questions. The cool thing is, you might be at work and you have a coach who signed up, and they can go in the group and ask a question, and another leader on the group can answer it for them, or someone who's had experience. So we're really, all hands in, helping one another achieve results and get the answers. The fourth thing you can do is go ahead and call into Coach Relations or shoot them an email, coachrelations@beachbody.com. And if you've done all of those things and you still haven't come up with a satisfactory answer, or the answer that you got you just don't understand, then absolutely ask your coach or ask one of us, or your Star Diamond upline. We're not saying that we don't want you to come to us for help, but we do want you to go through the hierarchy of where to find information, because again, we just want to impress upon you guys that we're here to build leaders, and we're here to help you, step outside of your comfort zone and become, something that you've never done before. Have an experience that you've never had before, which is, really being a business owner. So if you guys have any questions about this, you can go ahead and post it in the comments below. And Brittany is in the comment section, so she can take care of that for you guys. Now that we kind of know where to find all the resources, before I get into that, there was one thing I wanted to say about starting out as a new coach. Brittany and I were talking about this because I don't know the exact dates, but she signed up eons after I did. And Brittany, we were joking about this earlier, but she really took this business by storm. She came in and she didn't have the mindset of thinking, I don't know all the answers. She just got in there and acted. She just got in there and did it, and she's seen incredible results. So I don't want anyone sitting there thinking, well, I didn't get it in at the conception of the business. I'm not a top coach because I wasn't the 100th person to sign up. I'm the 130,000th person. It doesn't matter when you sign up in the business. There could be somebody on this call who's the next top coach of Beachbody. So let that be you. Have that mindset of, why not me? Why can't you get in and learn the business and go through the policy and procedure manual and just start taking action and learning as you go? So yeah, everyone's like, they're in here. I know. I have such faith in you guys because you guys are here. You're connecting. You're on the call. You're plugging in. So, surround yourself, get involved. Surround yourself with like-minded people, because when you're around like-minded people and you're getting on the calls and plugging in, that is where inspiration strikes you. And when you connect with the reason why you got into this business, you connect with the people that you're helping with, you connect with your coaches, you connect with your customers, you are going to have that fire in your gut that's like, I cannot slow down. I cannot sit back and wait for somebody to help me achieve success. I just need to go for it. I need to have ownership over that. Okay, so off my soapbox. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is exactly what I just said, starting before you know it all. And that is really from leading with passion and experience. So sometimes I hear new coaches say, well, I don't have my goal body yet, or I don't know what being emerald means, or I don't know, all the ins and outs of the business. That is totally fine. What I want you to do is have success doing what you're doing right now. Go ahead and start sharing, because if you wait until you know everything about the business, you're going to miss out on so many opportunities and so many experiences. And when I think of this business, originally when I got into it, I was nervous to share because I felt like, wow, what if people think I'm trying to scam them? What if they think, this is a pyramid scheme. Now that I've seen success and that it's changed my life tremendously, and I'm able to be a stay-at-home pet parent, and, you know, Brittany and I have both built up six-figure businesses, which is something I never would have been able to do in my old job. I consider sharing the business a gift. I consider, you know, like, they owe me one if I share it with them, because that's how special it is. And when you lead with that passion, people can feel that, and they know that you're being genuine, and they know that you have this amazing opportunity before you that you chose to share with them. So I wanted to give an example that I think is going to make a lot more sense to you guys about sharing now instead of waiting until you know everything. And, you know, I was thinking about a restaurant. Let's just say you go to this amazing restaurant like the Cheesecake Factory or something, and you have an amazing experience, and your hostess is so nice to you, and the waitress is really nice, and the food was really good, and you're just like, wow, that was so amazing, I can't wait to go back. Would you wait to share that experience with your friends until they, you know, asked you, oh, do you have any idea of where's a good place to go eat? Of course not. You would go ahead and share it with them right away. You would say, oh my gosh, dinner last night was so amazing. I'm so stuffed. I can't wait to go back and get the apple pie cheesecake, blah, 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 blah. You would just go ahead and share that passion and share that great experience with them. You wouldn't tell them, here are the 95 items on the menu, and here's who's going to be cooking the food, and here's where you want to sit, and here's where the restrooms are. You're not going to give them this breakdown of everything about the restaurant. You're just going to share what you know, which is that you had this amazing experience and that you really loved the food. So you need to equate your Beachbody business to that. You've had an amazing experience with the challenge group, your coach, your workouts, you know, Shakeology, whatever that looks like, and you're going to share that passion. You're not going to be offended if they don't, you know, go eat at that restaurant. So why would you be offended if somebody isn't interested in Shakeology or who isn't ready to do a challenge group? You're not going to be offended if, you know, they're not ready to get started. So why do we have this fear of failure? You have to go ahead and let that go. And I can tell you guys that comes with experience, practice, and personal development. So until you start putting yourself out there and get rejected and kind of, you know, realize that the no is not personal. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the opportunity or no to the workouts, which is totally fine. Your waiter doesn't get offended if you say that you don't want dessert. So let go of that mindset and stop being scared to share. Now, here's like something I like to teach my coaches, you know, when they're like, well, I don't know how to explain the business, or I don't know how to explain this. What I say, or if somebody's like, what's the difference between Visalis and Beachbody, or like whatever, CrossFit and Beachbody, I don't honestly fool around with learning other products. And that might be, you know, whatever. That's what works for me. I don't waste time thinking about what do other people do. I say, I don't know about CrossFit. All I know is I've lost 20 pounds with P90X, and I've kept it off for 3 years. Not only that, but I was able to turn that experience into a six-figure business. Who is going to argue with that? You know, and you don't have to have tremendous results right now. You can say, all I know is, you know, I've lost 2 pounds with the 21-day fix, and I feel better than I've ever felt before. All I know is I love my team, and I love having this place where I can go each day where there's all these supportive people and this really great atmosphere, and it's really helped my attitude about life. All I know is I was living paycheck to paycheck, and now I'm making an extra $50 a week, which takes the pressure off from my car insurance or my car payment. So you don't have to have this amazing success. You don't have to research Beachbody until you're, you know, blue in the face. You don't have to research these other companies or opportunities. You can just share your passion and your experience. The other thing I want to, I was going to say share, but that's a lot of sharing going on. The other thing that I want you guys to do is share where you're going with this business. Share your vision, share your dream. You know, I think a lot of people get into a job and they stop dreaming. At least I did. You know, I don't know if you guys had this experience, but I got into a job and I literally would say to my coworkers, if I could just hang in there for 50 more years, then I can retire and do what I want. That is horrible. I stopped setting goals. I stopped dreaming. I stopped looking to the future. And when you can inspire somebody and spark that dream in them again and spark that feeling of like, wow, there is a bigger world out there than just this 9 to 5. That is so powerful, guys. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, you have to share that. So share, you might be a brand new coach who just signed up today. Share the fact that you're like, one day I'm going to be at home with my kids. I'm going to be able to book a plane ticket and leave the next day, which I just did when I went to Florida. Stuff I never would have dreamt to do before. So share where you're going with this opportunity. And the other thing is, Brittany and I were talking about the train is leaving the station. One thing that I said to my friends when I first started was, I understand if you don't get it. I understand if you're not ready, but the train is leaving the station. I am doing this whether you sign up with me or not. I do not need you to sign up for me to be successful with this. I don't need any particular person to sign up, because I'm going to find people who want to be my business partner, who want to build this with me. And I would love nothing more than for you to be there with me on stage at Summit, burning our mortgages. But if that's not for you, that's okay. Just know that I'm taking this and I'm running with it. And I don't want us to look back in 2 years and you be mad at me for not sharing this with you. So you have to be passionate about this, guys. You have to let them know that you are dead serious. Nothing, no obstacle, no hurdle is going to stand in your way from being successful. And if you have that mindset, I guarantee you, you're going to have freedom. You're going to reach your goals, whether that's financial freedom or freedom with your time or having the body of your dreams or being in great health. Just know, like, if you really want this, if you really want to make this happen, don't wait around for other people. Just get out there and do it. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Brittany, and she's going to talk about where you want to focus your time and how to post and share. So I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcasting.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Isn't Katie so much fun to listen to? Can everybody hear me okay? I should have kicked back in. Is the sound going okay? Okay, great. So first of all, I just got to keep going because I have this burn in my gut right now just from listening to Katie talk. So I'm so honored to be on this call. It is absolutely so much fun, like Katie said. I echo every single thing she said. This is the most exciting part. This is the most exciting part to me is new coaches, just like I consider myself, us passing on to you what works, what is going to turn your business into success. And Katie is somebody I've looked up to in the business for 12 months now, literally. She has been someone who has been constant, consistent, assertive, and she follows through. So to be on this call with Katie is a huge honor. And it's a huge honor to be on the team with the coaches that I'm on. So thank you guys for having me. Let's just keep going because we want to respect your time. So here we go. Where to focus? This is such a common question. I know this slide is not as pretty as Katie's, but it's still got good info. So I wish there was a way around it, but I got to just lay it to you straight. Where to focus? First, you have to focus on your own personal fitness. There is absolutely no way around it. There's just not. I sort of wish there was because I don't love working out all the time, but there just isn't. Okay, so just let that go. Let go of the resistance with it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a six-pack, but you have to focus on your own personal journey. You have to be working out and you have to be drinking Shakeology. Period. Okay, so that's the first focus. The second focus as a brand new coach or as a new coach in general, just invite 2 people to join you. Literally. You might be like, oh, well, so-and-so had 15 people in her. Who cares? Start with 2 people. Literally. 2 friends, 2 strangers, 2 family members. It doesn't matter. 2 people to join you in the next challenge group. That's the only focus that you should have. Just 2. The next focus is team calls every single week. Okay? There's absolutely no excuse. I am going to use Marissa's phrase again. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. If you want to build a successful business, it doesn't matter if you care about making 6 or 7 figures in this business. If you want to make anything in this business, you need to prioritize prioritize team calls and being a part of the team culture. So there are recordings. Schedule them. Make sure you listen to the recordings within the week, okay? So that's the focus. So recap, workout and Shakeology, inviting 2 people, getting 2 people to join you in the next challenge group. Next thing, team calls every week. Be a part of the group. Be a part of the family. Like Katie was saying, national wake-up calls. Man, these are the top coaches in the entire network that are sharing their tips with us. Why wouldn't you listen, right? So, and then lastly, personal development. Like Katie said, this is your biggest asset in the business. The most important aspect of the business is personal development. More than a six-pack, more than Shakeology, personal development. If you're not doing personal development, your business will not grow. Okay? If you're not doing personal development, your business will not grow because you will not grow. So 10 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be some lengthy, complicated book. 10 minutes a day. We're going to give you some suggestions. So when we have a ton of chores to do at home, laundry, fur balls on the baseboard, dishes in the sink, whatever, you don't just sit on the couch and say, oh, I have so much to do, okay? You just say, I'm going to do one thing at a time. So you put the load of laundry in. Then you move on and you load the dishwasher. Then you collect all the fur balls on the baseboard. You vacuum, whatever. So don't feel overwhelmed. Just do one thing at a time. Identify what's making you feel overwhelmed. And then just make a list, jot them down, and cross them off one at a time. So if you guys could keep chatting in the box every so often, that'll let me know that I'm still here. That would be super helpful. So again, your daily attention, this is where we should be. We should be in the team group, we should be in our challenge group, and we should be in the coach training group if that's something you're partaking in. So again, it's normal to feel overwhelmed, but I gotta tell you, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. Just do one thing at a time like you do in life, right? You guys are pros at life, so you understand what to do when you're feeling overwhelmed in your house or your job or whatever. You just do one thing at a time. Okay, so I'm gonna keep moving. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so a little quick tip about all the chaos that can happen when you first become a Beachbody coach. You'll quickly learn that you are added to a few groups, right? So this is the thing. You should make sure that you add important groups to your favorites. And I've sort of illustrated here how to do that. You just go on this little icon of the group, you add to favorites, and then you can rearrange their order. And what Katie and I do is we arrange our groups in order of priority. So they're organized by priority. So this kind of helps you feel a little bit less spastic, and you can just sort of look on this left column. And for me, I have my priority groups that are going on right now just at the top, and those are my priority groups. So if you haven't done that, that's like a quick little Facebook trick that you can learn, and that will probably make your life a lot easier. So definitely do that tonight or tomorrow. Prioritize your team's Facebook group, your challenge groups, and any training groups that you're in. We're going to talk about training groups a little bit later. Okay, so this is hilarious, and this is me being really, really transparent, okay? So this is what not to post, okay? So feel free to laugh and gawk and, like, cry when you see this post. So this Hip Hop Abs post was a post that I made when I was, like, 4 weeks into coaching. So this is horrible, and if you're posting things like this, then just know that I feel your pain because I did it too. Don't do it anymore, and I'm going to tell you why. So why is this wrong? First of all, it has the price on it. I meant well, right? I really meant well. I meant well. My intention was like, look, these people can save some money and get a great package. My intention was good. But this is what it comes across as. First of all, there's no need for anyone to message me any questions because pretty much everything is there. So there's no back and forth conversation. It's tacky, it's ugly, and it's salesy. I even have my link down there. And you gotta stop doing that. If you're doing, and that's coming from a place of love and a place where I can relate because I did it too. And it's awful. It's really, really bad, and it looks bad. It looks like you're desperate for a sale. It looks like all you care about is a sale, and it's very impersonal. So let's skip to what is right. This is a recent post. I've learned a couple things in my 12 months, and I want to pass this on to you. So why is this right? Obviously, these posts look very different. I hope you can notice that. The post here, the 59 weeks of trying, this is me posting a note to my former self, right? I said, this is what I wanted to tell my former self. I'm proud of you for starting. First of all, the picture on the left is my starting picture. The second thing I wanted to say is all of this will pay off. Number 3, I wanted to tell myself, don't beat yourself up over the pizza and candy that you're cheating with every so often. And number 4, you are better because of the first step that you took. Okay, so why is this right? Because it's reflecting a healthy lifestyle. It shows my personality and my focus. My focus is much more on mindset, on like, look, this is a process, this is a journey, we're not looking for perfection. Next thing, people follow you for you. So when you post this hideous hip-hop abs ad, you're not even in the picture. So nobody connects with that. Nobody even knows, first of all, what that is. It sounds weird. And it just doesn't make any sense. Nobody connects with that because it's not you. People are following you for you. And then the last thing that is right about this recent post is that it shares a story. It shows my journey and my progress that I'm making over 59 weeks of just trying, just doing my best, not beating myself up over the pizza and candy, and just going forward, just doing my best and being proud of myself. So that is what I love about my challenge groups. That's like the focus in my challenge groups. I want women to be proud of the effort that they're putting in towards their health. So this is much more me than the hip hop ads. So just make a mental note, if you ever start making a post and it looks like this, delete it, okay? So next thing, okay, I wanted to show one of Lindsay's posts. Katie and I were talking about this. This is another sort of don't do this, do this. I hope you can see the difference. These are 2 different posts. The one on the left was not from Lindsay Matway, but this was another coach, and this is what he or she posted. So I hope you can see the very white post with the 3 photos versus Lindsay Matway's post. So let's talk about the white post. It's very impersonal. There's way too much going on. It doesn't catch anybody's eye. It's sales focused and it's unrelatable. Nobody even knows what the 21-day fix is unless you're a coach. So all these little plastic containers mean nothing. And then Autumn up there when she had bangs, it just doesn't mean anything to us. There's prices all over the place. It just screams salesy. Versus Lindsay's picture here. It's her, first of all, which is why people are following her because they want to see her. It shows an example of what she's eating. It still doesn't matter if anyone knows about the 21-day fix. It shows that she is living a healthy lifestyle and she's adding value because she's showing somebody what she's eating. And then it equates to the container system in the workout program. I hope you all can see the difference. And Lindsay Matway is using PicMonkey. It's free, so pickmonkey.com. Use it. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you can see the difference. The one on the left is very salesy, very impersonal. The one on the right by Lindsay Matway is much more personal. It's adding value. So I just wanted to show you guys that very different way. So if you see yourself posting towards the left, just look at it again and figure out how can I personalize this? How can I make this look different and better? Okay, so moving on to respect our time here. What to post, right? So we talked about what not to post. So how should you post? These are some key points that we feel are very important, especially as a new coach here. So how to post and how to share. First of all, we have to keep it short. Most people are not going to read things that are a paragraph or longer, okay? It's okay if you want to share a little bit more, a little more in depth, but just do that once in a while, not all the time. The second thing is make sure that you're sharing your story in your post. Make sure it has to do with you, talking about like what Katie said, like, I don't know, I feel great because I'm eating well and my body's fueled, whatever it is. I'm losing inches. I fit in the jeans that I haven't fit into since college, or whatever it is. Share your story and how Beachbody is helping you. Next thing, make sure it's eye-catching. You have to remember that, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would guess it's like 75% of people on Facebook are mobile users. So they're just scrolling, okay? So if you have a really, like my hip-hop abs picture, or if you have a really dark picture, or a very boring picture, it's not going to stop the scroll. You're not going to catch anyone's attention, unfortunately. So if it's eye-catching, you're going to stop the scroll. So that's the first thing. Make sure, I just even posted this picture, so I'm going to talk about the well. But even this picture, it's just a well, but it's eye-catching. It's clear, it's bright, it's pretty, right? So, and then the next thing to think about is to pick 5 categories, right? So Katie's categories are family, fashion, home decor, humor, and fitness. Mine are similar. Mine happen to all have F's. They're my family, my faith, my fitness, friendship, and food. So those are the things that I try to post about. So I challenge you to identify 5 categories that you love, that you have an interest in, that people maybe sometimes ask you about, or just that you really like. Identify 5 things. And when you're posting, keep those things in mind. Those are the things that should drive your posts. Okay, and then ask your audience something. Ask something of them. Say, like this page if you can relate. Or maybe I just posted something recently about a home office. I posted a picture and I said, will you guys take it apart with me? What do you love and what do you hate? Try to get some interaction on your wall. When you do that, people learn that you post things that are kind of fun to interact with. People want to share their opinion. People want to agree with you when they're proud of themselves for eating a healthy lunch too. So they'll like it, right? So ask something of your audience. A quick rule of thumb, 20% of your post should be about fitness. We shouldn't go to your Facebook page and have every single post of like you flexing, right? Like that's great and that's really wonderful. And trust me, your team is really, really proud of you. But your audience and your market that's not in Beachbody, they don't get it. To them, it's like, that's uninteresting, right? So for a rule of thumb, 20% should be about fitness. And you should be posting just more frequently. I pretty much tell my coaches like 3 to 5 times a day, but just take that as you wish and just, figure out what you typically post and then post more frequently. If you want to gain a following, you have to post. If you want to gain a following, you have to be practicing these posts, right? So I want you guys to look at your Facebook post tonight. Look at the last 5 posts. Would somebody follow you with just seeing those last 5 posts? Is it interesting? Is it fun to look at? Is it encouraging or whatever? Or maybe you haven't even posted in a month or something. I don't know. Look at the last 5 posts. Would it be something that would be interesting? Would you follow somebody that had those last 5 posts? Katie said this today, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. She says, a mediocre post is better than no post at all. And it's so true. So just start. Just learn. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're not saying to continue to post really boring or blah posts, but you will learn from them. And the more you practice, the more you will learn. It will give you more of an idea of what your audience likes. So be willing to change and adapt. So let's get to this well picture. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is one of my very favorite personal development books. I know Katie loves it too. The well, let me go through this really quickly because we got to keep going. But as new coaches, we are pumping this well. So everyone look at the well and imagine themselves sweating and pumping it really hard. They're pumping really hard, really fast. And the goal is to try to get some water in the blue bucket, right? So we're pumping. That's like our business. We're inviting, we are doing, we are inviting people, we are sharing our story. We're working hard. We're pumping that well really, really hard. And there's no water coming out yet, and it's really aggravating, right? So the people without any resiliency, they're like, man, I'm working hard, I'm sweating, there's no water, I'm thirsty, I quit, right? We start this new endeavor, we work really hard, we get no water, and so we quit. The second group of people, they're working really hard. They're like, okay, I know it's going to work. Then they get 1 drop of water, and they're like, man, I've been working this hard for 1 drop of water? I quit. Next, the solid, successful people. This is Katie Heifner. This is, God, thank goodness it was me. I'm pumping the well. I'm like, I will not give up. I don't care if it's 1 drop. I'm going to stay here and pump the well until it's flowing. And then all of a sudden, the water is flowing. It's coming out of the blue bucket, and you can't eat. There's a puddle over your feet, and then all you have to do, you can't even stop the water. You can't stop the water. It's going everywhere. So you just are pumping every so often. And that's the picture I want you guys to think of with momentum. You have to keep pumping the well, especially when you're not getting any water out. That is when you have to stick with it. So keep pumping, keep pumping. The more your momentum grows, you don't have to pump as hard anymore. You just have to pump consistently. Okay, so my heart's racing right now from that analogy. Okay, so what to say? Okay, let's get to the meat here. What do you do when someone asks you, what do you do in a challenge group? I want you guys to think of turkey lasagna. It's super healthy, of course, right? In order to make a lasagna, you have to layer the ingredients, right? You have to layer them in order for them to come out, the dish to come out right. You have to layer the ingredients. You don't just dump everything into a baking dish and have a meal. The main ingredients to a challenge group are what? Fitness, nutrition, and support. So when you're talking to people, you can't just throw it all on them. You can't just dump all the ingredients on them and expect them to understand the beauty of this dish, right? So you have to layer the ingredients. Let it build, right? So talk about the fitness. Let them ask some questions. Talk about how awesome the nutrition is. Let them ask some questions, and then you talk about the support. So layer it. Don't just throw it all on them. And then next slide. Nope, sorry. I also want to talk about, oh gosh, I don't know where this is. I don't know where this slide is, but that's okay. When somebody asks you, what do you do as a Beachbody coach? That's a little bit different. So my coach, Erica, said it perfectly, and Katie and I were talking about this. You have to know your audience. This slide is somewhere, so we're probably going to see it in a second, but just listen up for now. When someone's asking you about coaching, you have to ask yourself, like, what is this person like? Know your audience. Know a little bit about that person. What would appeal to them? Okay, so here's an example of what you can say. When someone says, oh, well, you're a Beachbody coach, what does that do? What do you do? You can say, I work with people online to help them achieve their fitness goals. And you know, I'm always looking for entrepreneurs that are like me, people that want to join my team, people who are looking for an opportunity to create more freedom in their lives. And then Katie and I might use that as a segue to talk about how we are stay-at-home dog moms or stay-at-home pet moms or whatever it is that creates freedom in your life because of Beachbody. That's when you share. You share what's about you. So again, that slide is going to come up, so I'm sorry you don't have a visual for that, but I'm going to switch it right back over to Katie real quick. So I work with people online to help them achieve their fitness goal, and I'm always looking for entrepreneurs like me to join my team, people who are looking for an opportunity to create more freedom in their lives.
Yay, I'm back. Okay, so I wanted to talk more about the C word, consistency, and kind of build on what Brittany just talked about, you know, being able to, or knowing your audience, really. So, you know, kind of going back to the well example, when you first get started, you're doing all this work and you're sharing your journey and you're posting about it on your Facebook wall, and then you go check your Facebook, refresh, nobody's liking your stuff. It all comes from building affinity, you know, building your Facebook popularity and getting people to interact on your page and to like your things, which comes from, you know, seeing what things that you like to interact on and seeing what things that you will like that are going through your news feed. But then also understanding that it takes time and consistency to build a following. So here's an example of when I first signed up as a coach. I posted a picture of me wearing what I thought was a cute workout outfit and doing Brazil butt lift. And I had 2 people like it and 0 comments. And you can't see from this tiny view, but I had actually posted a link for my blog. So it's kind of one of those smack my forehead, the same as Brittany Leggett's hip-hop abs crazy promo pricing. You know, I had just posted, slapped my link up there and thought people are going to go visit it. And that was going to be it. I was going to have this like amazing, successful business with all these people following my blog. Not the case. The picture is not engaging. My link is even on the picture. It's just, you know, there's nothing special about it. Me going on, learning, practicing, failing forward, you know, fast forward like a year and a half later, and I had posted another picture in me in cute workout clothes, and you can't see again in the text, but I talked about how I like cute workout clothes and how they inspire me, and how I was feeling from doing Body Beast. And from posting that and, posting my personal experience and not making it about the sale, now all of a sudden I have 146 likes and 52 comments, and I actually sold 2 Body Beast challenge packs from this post because I wasn't focusing on the sale. I wasn't focusing on, oh, here's my link and people are going to go up there and they're just going to go magically buy stuff. So understand that even when you are doing everything right, it's going to take time to build a following, and it's going to take you working on and tweaking your post and seeing what your audience likes. What are they going to respond to? So when we're talking about, what you should be working on and why you should be consistent, I love this quote from Aristotle: "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." So create a habit of success. Create a habit of consistency and be somewhat predictable. People want to see that you're doing something consistently over time. So it's not this fly-by-night pyramid scheme that you signed up for. You have to build trust with them and show that you are taking this seriously. You're treating it like a business. You're committing yourself to your workout, and no one is expecting you to be perfect. In fact, they relate more when you show your imperfections than when you act like you do your workout on time every day and drink your Shakeology and eat perfectly. Nobody relates to that, but when they see you trying and they see you getting up day after day and posting about, your fitness and the different aspects of your life, you start to build this following based on authenticity and you're being genuine. So being consistent builds trust, and it makes people realize that you're not going to leave them hanging, that you're not just going to get them signed up and then one day you're going to just be like, well, forget this, and then peace, you're out. Also, from being consistent, you can build interest in your page. So when you are ready to start your journey, that doesn't mean that everyone in your life is ready to start on their fitness journey. I actually had a message today. It was really exciting as I was making this slide, in fact, from somebody who I used to work with years ago. And she messaged me saying, I've been watching you for the last 2 to 3 years, and it's been incredible to see what you've built. I keep seeing these pictures of you traveling and your lifestyle, and I just have to know, how can I get involved with this? That was not something that happened overnight. That was something that happened from me building trust and building interest by sharing my lifestyle, sharing this amazing opportunity, how much I love it, and sharing my passions on my Facebook. It wasn't I posted one thing and bam, this girl's ready to sign up as a coach. Be predictable. So starting a new challenge group every month is so important because, again, not everyone's going to be ready at the same time, and you need to have people in your pipeline at all times. People are going to be at different stages in the process. So think about how long it took you between the time that you saw the opportunity or saw P90X to when you actually purchased it, to then when you actually signed up as a coach, to then when you actually decided to start working the business. So people are going to be at a different place in your pipeline. So if you're starting a new challenge group each month and people know, okay, I wasn't ready for Katie's last challenge, but you know what? Things are slowing down at work and summer's getting closer, I think I better reach out to her because that person's going to know that I've got an upcoming challenge group that they can request to be a part of. So you want to start a new challenge group every month so that you can become predictable in your business and, again, show consistency. Okay. The next thing I want to go over is Coach Basics. So basically, what is Coach Basics? On this call, we decided that we're not going to go over all the administrative stuff. We're not going to talk about how to earn money, how to get to Emerald, how to cycle bonus. That is all information that's provided for you in the Coach Online office. And getting back to, being a leader of your business and being a leader of your future, that's something that you guys can go into your Coach Online office under News and Training, Coach Training Academies, and watch the videos that have already been provided for you. On this call, we really wanted to get into the meat of what does a coach actually do day to day? And a really great way to learn the business and to get it breadcrumbed to you each day is to participate in what's called a Coach Basics training group. In essence, it's a private Facebook group. Think of it like a coach challenge. So instead of doing a fitness challenge, you're actually doing coach training. And I want to emphasize that this group hinges on participation. The success of the group is really about you guys being interactive and commenting on posts, asking questions, because the magic of the group really happens in the comment section. It doesn't necessarily happen in the lessons. But the point of the group is to help you learn the fundamentals, to support your peers, to experience the importance of accountability and connecting and goal setting. So those are all things that you go over. We use the business activity tracker. As you can see from the bottom, we have lots of different lessons, and teaches you basically the information about how the business works and then how to actually implement it. And I know that's something we keep saying over and over and over again. Take action, implement, take what you've learned and just start, going out there and doing your best. And each time you do a challenge group, you're going to learn a little bit more. Each time you post something on Facebook, you're going to learn a little bit more and continue to tweak your approach until you're the next top coach. But in the Coach Basics group, we focus on helping you get to Emerald rank and Success Club 5. So if you are a new coach, I would encourage you to reach out to either your sponsor coach or your Stardom and Upline and see if they have a group going on that you can participate in. And again, it's really not about the lessons that you learn in there. Obviously you have to learn your business, but what I love about the groups the most is you guys forming a bond with each other and you guys coming together and really acting as a team. It's exciting when you start to see other people achieving Success Club, and then I don't know if you guys are like me, but if I start to see other people achieving success, I'm like, oh crap, I better get on it. I've got to hold my feet to the fire and get to work. So talk to your coach about joining their next group, and I'm going to turn it back over to Brittany for the last.
Okay, guys, I'm back. So keep typing. I hope we're good to go. I think we're good. Okay, so we want to talk about the stepping stones of a new coach, right? Oh, here was that slide I was telling you about. What do you do as a coach? Know your audience, know a little bit about that person, what would appeal to them. If they say, oh, you're a Beachbody Coach, what is that you do? You just sit on Facebook all day? No, I work with people online to help them achieve their fitness goal. I'm always looking for entrepreneurs like you to join my team. People who are looking for an opportunity to create more freedom in their lives so they can go to the dog park at 10 a.m. every morning. Okay, so we all start as a new coach, bottom orange bubble. We all start as a new coach, right? Then we move on to an apprentice coach. An apprentice coach is someone who partners with their sponsor and they learn how to run the challenge group. From there, when they feel comfortable, they spread their wings and they lead their own challenge group. They either do it that way by themselves or they partner with another coach, preferably like their success partner, and they co-lead a challenge group together. So they're both leading, but they are the coaches. They are the leaders of the group. Then from there, the next stepping stone is then they are independently leading challenge groups, and then they have their own apprentices. So then when they have coaches sign up under them, those people are welcomed into their group, and they all lead the group together. So it's this cycle, new coach, apprentice coach, leading your own challenge group, and then inviting your new coaches to jump in with you. So that's the stepping stones. That's sort of the life cycle, I think, as Lindsay Matway puts it, of a new coach. Okay, so I love this slide because it gets me all fired up. So I want you guys to be I know you are, but I just want you to say to yourself, I'm so proud to be on this team. There's so much to be proud of. There is so much to be proud of. This team is legit. This team focuses on integrity and bringing people up. That is not common in the world, as you all know. So be proud of that. Be proud of being a part of this team. We are focused on acting with integrity and bringing people up. So we invite you, Katie and I want to invite you to join us in being solution-oriented. Solution-oriented. With any business, with any endeavor, whenever there's purchases going on or whatever, there's always some hiccups. There's always some things that can happen. Think about the future team that you want to create, though. How do you react to that circumstance? Make sure that you are solution-oriented. Then you being solution-oriented will trickle down to your team, and your team will be solution-oriented. And it's so much fun, right? So think about the future team that you want to create. You are a leader. So always, always, always hone that skill. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to stand up on a podium and speak all the time, but read personal development and learn how to lead. And like Katie was saying, a lot of the ways we learn is just by doing and failing forward. What you focus on expands. So be sure that you're setting the pace, you're setting the precedence of your team to focus on solutions, positive things, what you can do to better somebody's experience or help them through something. That is like the core of this team. So I just want every new coach to know that that is something we take very seriously, and that's something you can always bet on with this team. We will act with integrity, and we will help people be lifted up. Okay, so the last slide before we take some questions here. We want to encourage you and just sort of brainwash you with this phrase, build your wings on the way down. Okay, so being a successful coach is definitely not a destination. It's a journey, right? Success is defined in so many ways. Success is not just a six-figure plus business. There are plenty of small successes. There are non-scale victories that are successes. Don't look at success as a coach just as money or as income. Sure, that's a great way. That's a great way to show that you're a successful coach, but it's definitely not the only way. But being a successful coach is not a destination. It is a journey. You won't remember all that we said tonight, even if you took notes and even if you listened to this call one more time. But what you will remember is how we made you feel. And the overall theme of this call. As leaders, above everything else, we want you to fly. We mean that from the bottom of our hearts. We want you to fly. We want you to feel equipped and supported. Like I said, this is a team that cares about the team. So I want you guys to know without a doubt that you have uplines, that you have a team that cares about your outcome. They care about your success. This business has a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of failing. You know, like I said, we're pumping that well really hard. But practice makes perfect. Perfect, quote unquote, right? And being a leader means that you go first. And sometimes that means you fail first. So just understand that. There's a lot of trial and error. When you have an error, it doesn't mean you're a bad coach. It doesn't mean you're not made for this. It just means you're in the process of succeeding, right? So I want you guys to make sure that you have a personal development, either on order or in your, whatever, on your nightstand. Like we said, Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is an excellent book. The new book that Lindsay Matway turned us all onto is Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. I'm sure Katie will type it. You can get this on Amazon, and apparently you can get it on your e-reader now. It's called Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. Go for No. There are so many. I know Katie has something in her group, and we have something in our group as well if you need some suggestions. Coach Basics groups, Coach Training groups. Personal development is required, so you will be getting a book. Success Principles by John Maxwell. Great book. So we have a call to action here, right? So we want you to dive into the inviting. Don't worry if it sounds funny. Don't worry if someone says no and you know, you're not going to get offended if they don't want coffee, right? So dive into inviting. Commit to starting a challenge group or partner up to start the group. So if you're a brand new coach, then you're going to be an apprentice coach. So reach out to your sponsor coach and say, hey, when's our date? When are we doing it? Take initiative and make sure that you are in it, okay? If you've been a coach for a little while and you're ready to branch off, find a success partner or branch off on your own. Set a date, and I want you guys to post the group of your next challenge group in your coach training, in your coach team group. Okay, so let me say that again, that was a little bit jumbled. Commit to starting a challenge group or partner up to start a challenge group. Set a date, and then post in the group when your challenge group is going to start. Okay, so we hope we encouraged you all. We hope this is a great platform for y'all to build off of, and you should know with 150% confidence that we are here to help you, support you, and help you fly. Okay, so I'm going to turn it back over to Katie, and we're going to start question and answer. So we're going to do our best to answer as many as we can. I'm going to stop broadcasting.
Woohoo! Well, what questions do you guys have for us? Thank you for sticking in here for an hour and, being part of our evening. It's so exciting to have so many people on the call still, over 100. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your night. One thing I was thinking about today is so many people do things like go back to school or they work, extra hours at their job. one thing that has always been impressed upon me is to treat this business like $100,000 business. Like, you invested your entire life savings into this business. You take it that seriously. Like, you invested enough, however much it costs to get a master's degree. You invested that much money into your business, and I guarantee that you guys will take the training really seriously and do those 3 vital behaviors every day and live your life with passion, and know that this is something that you can share. That's an incredible gift, and that you are so excited to wake up and jump out of bed each day, and you have those butterflies when you get to work. So our first question is from Laura. She said, in a typical day, how do you guys invite? What does that look like now versus in the beginning? I will say that now, being a coach for 3 years, you build up A, credibility, and then B, people kind of know what you do. So the way that I primarily built my business is through social media and my blog. I blog about my experience, I blog about coaching, I blog about my lifestyle, and it's a lot easier for people to be attracted into my business versus me going out and finding them. But I will say that you never stop inviting, you never stop putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. I think now it's just a little bit easier that I kind of have, I don't want to say a reputation, but people just kind of know what I do. So I don't have to do as much explaining, because you'll find that people will say, I've been following you for 3 months, or I've been following you for a year. So hopefully that answers your question. Charles said, what's the best way to get to Emerald if your mom and boyfriend don't want to be your first PS coaches like everyone? And still in your, wait, it's scrolling. Let me click something here. Still in your very before stage of your journey. Okay. So what I actually did in the beginning to invite people, because I signed up as a coach before I had results. You have a very unique opportunity, and I actually think that it's better to sign up as a coach when you don't have results, because I invited people to go on the journey with me, and I said, in 90 days, I'm going to have amazing results, whether you do this with me or not. But wouldn't it be so much more fun if we did it together? And if you still don't have people who sign up, I mean, that's like being consistent. That's sharing your journey, and over time, people will build a belief. But when people say that they can't get anyone to sign up, I would A, practice, do, as dorky as it sounds, role playing with your coach. And then B, that tells me that you don't have a belief in something, whether it's the business, the workout, or yourself. So I would practice on how you're coming across, and like, what is your belief in your ability to see amazing results with this. You don't have to have your mom or your boyfriend sign up. You can find people who want to have an incredible transformation, along with you. How long on average did it take to start seeing some sort of movement on the business? I always tell my coaches this, you have to be consistent for 6 months. I don't know why that's the magic number, but it is. If you're consistent for 6 months, you will start to see a shift in your business where the people who before were naysayers, or maybe who didn't want to be a part of it, start to come around and ask you questions, and they see that you've been consistent with it. They see that it's something that you are taking seriously, and there's a definite shift in the trust that people have built up in you. That's not to say that you won't see results before that, but a lot of my coaches just notice at that 6-month point, they see a major shift. As a brand new coach, how do you invite? Again, that's something where I say to people, I'm doing this thing. I've seen, my coach has had amazing results. This is kind of what I want to do with it. This is my dream. Would you do this with me? Would you trust in me as your friend? I'm not going to lead you astray, but, would you trust in me to be a part of this challenge group with me, or to be a part of the business with me? Think about it this way, guys. If you wanted to invite someone to Jillian Michaels' challenge group or something like that, or Weight Watchers, people would most likely do it with you because they have a trust in that. People have a trust in what you say. So don't think that just because you're a brand new coach and you don't know anything, that people aren't going to buy into it, or they aren't going to trust you or take your word. Okay, Brittany. I'm a brand new coach and I already started my own challenge group without going to my sponsor coach. Is that all right? Absolutely. I highly encourage people to just jump right in, whether that means doing a challenge group with your coaches or doing it with somebody else. I'm the type of person that I just like to dive into stuff and then ask questions later. With your own challenge group, I would encourage you just to make it, unique to you. Make it something that you enjoy doing and make it, I always think about what separates my challenge group from the thousands of other challenge groups. Like, why would someone want to do mine versus doing another coach's? And the things that I talk about in my challenge groups, we will talk about TV shows like True Blood or House of Cards, or we'll talk about shoes or fashion. I try to make it appeal to my ideal customer that I like to work with. And for them to know that we're not just there to, be this drill sergeant where it's like, did you do your workout? I want to have fun in there as well. So, let's see. Sorry, I'm just going through the questions. And P.S., with the 6 months, I don't want you guys to think that you don't have success before 6 months. I think that you just really start to build the trust in your following. Okay, so a lot of coaches have their personal Facebook profile and a Facebook page. Why? Well, for starters, to have a Facebook page, you can reach more people. More people might be comfortable liking a page versus friending somebody. And I think as far as like what is better, I don't know that I know the answer to that. I think it's, no matter what you build, you're going to have to be consistent with both. I think that there's more potential with a like page, but that's something that I didn't start building until I was further along in the business where I had a following and I had, my blog to be able to funnel people to my Facebook. So yeah, I don't know. Brittany, do you know the answer to that? Margaret, whenever people say that Shakeology is too expensive, that simply means they don't see the value in it. So that's where I explain the value through, the health benefits, or I ask them why they're interested in Shakeology. Is it somebody who wants to lower their cholesterol? Is it someone who they want to lose weight? Is it somebody who wants something quick and easy to grab? And then I break down the price for them. And I also equate the price of Shakeology or the price of a challenge pack to their goals. So I talk to them about their goals first, why the goals are important to them. And I say, okay, I completely understand that you want to look and feel amazing on your wedding day. Is that worth $130 this month to you? Is it worth $205 to you to be able to go on the cruise and feel your absolute best and be glowing and feel, proud of your body in the bikini? So when you relate it back to why they want to do it, is it worth $130 for you to give your body the absolute best nutrition and to be able to fuel yourself with the right nutrients? Then it makes more sense to them than saying this powder crap is $120. Jessica, as far as doing a challenge group with someone that does not have a Facebook, the way that I've tackled that is through email, and then every Sunday I'll have them text me a picture of their progress and send me their statistics, so their weight and all their measurements. But I do let them know that it's more effective if they're part of a group because they get to be a part of that social interaction and cheering each other on and having that accountability and that support network. So it's definitely easier to do it with a Facebook, but you can just simply be their coach and hold them accountable through text or email. Okay, Gina asked about Pinterest. I love Pinterest, especially if you have a blog. Basically, what you can do with Pinterest is pin pictures and associate the link to your business somehow or to your blog. So every time I make a blog post, I make sure that there is a picture in it so that I can pin that picture, and I make the picture something enticing, just like you would do on your Facebook wall, like Brittany talked about, make it eye-catching or stand out. And then people can go to your blog or whatever social media platform you're using and, explore more about you or what you're talking about. Okay, just scrolling for more questions. So Caitlin asked, does the challenge group just results in questions like a team pages. Yes, and I totally understand being scared to run your own, but if you go into your Coach Online office under sales and marketing, there are actually challenge group guides under the Beachbody Challenge, and then you'll see Beachbody Challenge group guides, and there are specific guides for each program, and you can use those as a template for what to post each day. So you're not out there on your own with no tools. You can actually use that and just customize it to make it sound more like you. So anybody can start a challenge group. You don't have to have a sponsored coach who works the business. You can use, I would encourage you guys to explore your Coach Online office and see what tools are back there to help you, but then, don't copy and paste because it doesn't sound very authentic. Lauren asked, do you recommend starting a blog? How far into your business should they make that a priority? Honestly, here's what I tell people. I don't care if you start a blog or if you build your business through some other means. You want to pick 2 ways to build your business. So it could be Facebook and a blog, or Facebook and Instagram. Pick something and then focus on that, because these things take time. You really have to build it over time. And, with a blog, your readers, believe it or not, will follow you and know when you update your blog. So it's very important to be consistent and have a routine. If you update your blog every Sunday, then they know every Sunday they're just going to, or, Monday when they go to work, they're going to check your blog. But if you update it sporadically, you're going to lose followers or not have any followers, because what happens, somebody is like, oh, they update it every Sunday, and then now all of a sudden you're not updating it on Sunday, so now they don't know when to check back, and then they forget about it, and they get in the habit of following someone else's. So if you do start a blog, I don't care if you make the commitment to blog 1 day a week, 1 day a month, 5 times a week, whatever your commitment is, just pick something and stick with it, even if that means you sit down and schedule out 5 blog posts, and put them on whatever routine or schedule that you have. Let's see. And just again, you don't have to have a blog, Tara had asked, is that something that you have to have or work toward? That's how I choose to build my business, because I enjoy it. Jay hates it. He builds his business through YouTube. So pick something that you enjoy doing, that you're going to feel good about, that's how you share your story and your journey, and stick with that. Do you think Facebook is absolutely vital? I think so. Even though you hate it, it's honestly the best way to share your story and connect with people, which you could also do through your blog, but I think that your Facebook is such a great tool for, day-to-day updates. Yeah, and Brittany brought up a great point. Your Facebook, here's how I think of my Facebook. Number 1, as a new coach, it's a great way to connect with your warm market, but eventually your warm market is going to run out. So I utilize my blog to pull people in. A blog to me is something that's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I could have written a blog post 2 years ago that somebody just now finds, and they benefit from that, and they decide to sign up with me as their coach, which several people have told me, they stumbled across my blog because of my Brazil butt lift results or something that I wrote a long time ago. And then what I do is I funnel those people into my Facebook. And that's where they can get to know me on a more personal level and interact with me on a day-to-day basis, instead of kind of watching afar, which is what I feel like they can do with a blog. That's something where they can get basic information, and then getting them to come over to your Facebook page is kind of like welcoming them into your living room. So I think that it's very important to use both of those interchangeably. Yeah, exactly. Facebook is where you can run your challenge groups. So yeah, hopefully that answers a lot of your questions. Hard to keep up with them in a little text box. But yeah, I just have to emphasize again that no matter what you pick, what way that you build your business, you have to be consistent. And if you want to build a large business, and if you want to build to 6 figures, and if you're thinking about, man, one day, I would love to go on that top 10 trip, you have to think about how many people you can reach. How can you reach the most people? And that's through putting out a blog or putting something on YouTube. And I always think about, I don't even know where I read this, but somebody said, your paycheck is a direct reflection of the number of lives you change. And if there is a tool that you can use to reach more people, to touch more lives, like think of Chalene Johnson. She's got this program called 30-Day Push. And through the program, you get a video from her that's a couple minutes long each day, and she teaches you how to be organized and teaches you, different techniques to make a to-do list. If Chalene had worked with people one-on-one, she maybe could have worked with 5, 10, let's just even say 20 people at a time. But by creating a video system, she was able to reach I'm not sure of the exact number, but something like 200,000 people through that same content. So if you can duplicate what she's done and create, just like movie stars, think of yourself as a movie star trying to reach so many people and trying to improve, millions of people's lives. Don't let there be a ceiling on how many people you're helping. You can create a tremendous business because more people are going to be able to connect with your story and find you. All right, so I think that is it for Q&As. If there's anything else that you guys need or questions that you have, you're more than welcome to post them in the group under the picture where we talk about the call, so there's not comments and questions going everywhere. But, we really respect your guys' time, and we appreciate you being on here. And just know that we put this call together with a lot of thought, and a lot of our heart went into it because we know what it's like to be a new coach. We know how exciting and overwhelming and frustrating and just amazing it is to be a new coach. And we just want to encourage you to reach for the stars and to put yourself out there and not have a fear of failure, but instead to embrace the challenges ahead and know that, in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, that you're going to see incredible results and be able to, share this blessing with your family. So with that being said, Brittany, was there anything else you wanted to hop on and add? Okay, cool. All right, guys, I hope you have a great night. We'll see you soon.